Hello you guys, and welcome to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah, and today I'm really excited to share 100 reasons to go vegan. Personally, I've been very happy with a lot of the decisions I've made in my life, but I think probably the best decision I have ever made outside of marrying my husband Jake, because he's awesome, is going vegan. And I would say the issues related to veganism are actually more important to me than, being a minimalist or even being a teacher. It's something that has, in just the past 3 years, transformed my life so much, and I'm very eager to share that message with others. So kind of in honor of it being my 3-year vegan anniversary, I wanted to share these reasons with you. Now, there are a lot of different really helpful videos online, but I was not able to find one that went into depth with a lot of different reasons based on health, the environment, and the ethics of veganism in a very efficient way. So my goal today is to get through these 100 reasons in a very fast way so it does not take up a lot of your time. And of course, if you want more information, in the description field there's actually a link below to a blog post that has the links used for all of this information. So you can definitely go in and conduct some additional research yourself, or if there's specific topics I mentioned today, you can use those for additional resources. Of course, with this information I'll share, a lot of it does depend based upon your exact diet and where you were before compared to where you are now. There's obviously a huge range in the types of diets, vegan or not, that we consume. So definitely keeping that in mind, I think, is really important. Let's begin. On average, vegans live 6 to 9 years longer than non-vegans. Vegans are up to 68% less likely to get heart disease. Vegans are 50% less likely to get colon cancer. Vegan men are 35% less likely to get prostate cancer. Vegans have up to 42% less of a mortality rate. Vegans are 55% less likely to have high blood pressure. Vegans are up to 78% less likely to get type 2 diabetes. Vegans are up to 40% less likely to get breast cancer. Vegans are less likely to have a stroke. Vegans have BMIs that are 3 to 5 points lower than non-vegans. Vegans are more likely to lose weight. Vegans are more likely to have a regulated blood sugar. Vegans often have increased energy and deal with less inflammation. A vegan diet leads to better digestion and may even clear up your skin. A vegan diet can help with better sleep. As animal products are the only foods that contain cholesterol, it can help lower your cholesterol. Eating red and processed meats puts you at an increased risk for colon, liver, and lung cancer. Eating eggs leads to a higher risk of pancreatic cancer and high cholesterol. Consuming dairy leads to a higher risk of colorectal and prostate cancers. Eating more fruits and vegetables on a vegan diet leads to increased access to phytonutrients and antioxidants, which can be really helpful in preventing aging and preventing different diseases. Roughly 65% of people are actually lactose intolerant. Vegans may notice a reduction in bad breath or body odor. Vegans have been reported to have less painful migraines. In the human body, our jaws, saliva, stomach acid, and intestines are seen to match those of other herbivores, not carnivores. Animal products do not contain fiber, and 97% of Americans are deficient in fiber. Since growth hormones are often given to animals, if you are eating animals, you are also getting those growth hormones. Animal proteins have sulfur-containing amino acids, which can lead to bone problems. Those who drink more milk or consume more dairy products actually have higher rates of osteoporosis than those who don't. Those who live close to slaughterhouses face health issues related to air and water pollution. Depending on your previous diet, a vegan diet can save the lives of up to hundreds of animals each year. Pigs are often killed through the use of gas chambers or electrocution. Pigs are often kept in really close quarters with concrete floors, which leads to increased infection as well as injuries to the feet, tails, and ears. Most cattle are fed diets with a mix of corn and grain, which fattens them quickly and causes ulcers. Most cattle raised for beef are branded, dehorned, and castrated without any anesthesia. Cows only produce milk after giving birth to their young, who are taken away so that humans can have the milk instead. Even though many protest the veal industry because of the killing of baby cows, the only reason the veal industry exists is because of the dairy industry. Cows in the dairy industry endure artificial insemination using rape racks every year and are often milked for up to 10 months out of the year. Dairy cows only live for about 5 years, even though their natural lifespan should be about 20 years. The growth hormone RBGH leads to increased levels of mastitis, which leads to painful inflammation of the udders and increased pus in milk. Over 90% of dairy cows are in confined spaces and have little access to outdoors. Milk production has increased from 2.3 tons per cow per year in 1940 to more than 10 tons today. This means that cows are producing over 100 gallons of milk per day, which is much more than what is natural for them. Dairy products contain casein, which has addictive properties that resemble opiates, and that can lead to dairy addiction to cheeses and other products. During slaughter, many chickens are still alive at the point when their throats are cut or they are put into scalding water to remove their feathers. As consumers choose to eat more so chicken parts rather than the whole chickens, chickens are genetically engineered in a way that emphasizes certain features but creates skeletal problems, meaning that some chickens can't even stand up on their own when they get to a certain point that they're so large. In the US, roughly 1 million chickens are killed every hour. The high level of antibiotics used in meat production leads to an increase in drug-resistant bacteria. Roughly 23,000 people in the US die each year because of antibiotic resistance. Since chickens are packed together so tightly, most laying hens have their beaks chopped off or ground down without anesthesia. Arsenic-containing additives are added to about 70% of chicken feed, and those towns nearby large chicken farms have noticed an increase in arsenic poisoning. Hens have very little space to move around in egg production, even in cage-free situations. While hens only lay 10 to 15 eggs per year naturally, currently in the US, hens lay about 250 eggs per year. At this rate, even though a chicken can live more than 10 years, most only survive 1 to 2 years before they are slaughtered or gassed. The rate of egg production has given hens reproductive cancers. Due to the calcium in eggshells, this rate of egg production often leads to hens with osteoporosis. Since male chicks are not useful to egg production, they are often suffocated or ground up during their first few days of life. Roughly 2 million eggs in the US each year are contaminated with salmonella. Eggs actually are hen periods. During transport to slaughter, few protections are given to animals to give them enough space or protect them from extreme heat or cold. Extreme fish consumption has led to overfishing, which means we could start seeing fishless oceans by the year 2048. For every 1 pound of fish caught, up to 5 pounds of bycatch, meaning undesired fish, is caught and killed. Up to 650,000 marine mammals, such as whales, dolphins, and seals, are killed or injured each year by commercial fisheries. Animal agriculture is the leading cause of ocean dead zones. Slaughterhouses in the US are responsible for 55 million pounds of pollutants that enter US waterways each year. Slaughterhouse wastewater is often sprayed over crops as irrigation, and this can harm soil and contaminate groundwater. Animals such as chickens and pigs are classified as very intelligent, sentient beings that do experience fear and pain. You can feed 5 vegans using the same land and resources as 1 meat eater. You can feed 2 vegans using the same land and resources as vegetarians. Livestock is responsible for 18% of carbon emissions. Methane is significantly more destructive in global warming than carbon dioxide, and farm animals are responsible for 35 to 40% of methane emissions worldwide. As new regions continue to develop, it's estimated that we will be seeing more meat consumption and increased animal agriculture. Livestock consumes more than 60% of all of the grain grown worldwide, rather than that grain going directly to people. The world produces enough calories to feed 10 to 11 billion people, but yet 1 in 9 people on this earth are undernourished. The waste generated by animal agriculture in the United States is triple the waste generated by humans. 30% of the land in the world is used to raise livestock. 70% of all farmland is used to raise livestock. In the US, there are 56 million acres of land to raise livestock and only 4 million acres to raise produce. 1 acre of land can produce 250 pounds of beef or 53,000 pounds of potatoes. Consuming animals leads to deforestation. Deforestation from animal agriculture leads to 2.4 billion tons of carbon dioxide emitted into the atmosphere each year. Many forests and rainforests, such as the Amazon rainforest, are being destroyed rapidly due to cattle ranching. Animal agriculture can also lead to desertification and overgrazing. Producing the same amount of meat protein uses 11 times the fossil fuels as producing the same amount of vegetable protein. Producing the same amount of animal protein uses 100 times the water of the same amount of vegetable protein. Nearly half of all the water used in the United States goes to animal agriculture. It takes more than 2,400 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef, compared to only requiring 25 gallons to produce a pound of wheat. It takes more than 400 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of cheese, compared to 25 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of wheat. The meat, egg, and dairy industries worldwide produce more than 65% of nitrous oxide emissions. You save more water by not eating 1 pound of meat compared to skipping showers for 6 months. To produce 1 pound of meat, it requires 16 pounds of grains. A plant-based vegan diet can be more affordable than a standard American diet. Even though it can be challenging when you first switch over to a vegan diet, your taste buds do reset over time and your cravings for animal products will fade. With a vegan diet, you will likely become more aware of your body and how different foods make you feel. You will learn more about different types of foods and how to prepare them. You will learn more about the ingredients you eat and more about the food system. There are more vegan products on the market every day, which make it more simple to deal with cravings and kind of replicate the similar taste, texture, and flavors of animal products you may have missed. There are significantly more vegan options at restaurants these days, which can help make vegan food more accessible. There are countless vegan resources available online to provide both information and inspiration about a healthy vegan diet. And lastly, with a vegan diet, you have the chance to make a huge positive impact every single day. Thank you guys so much for making it through that list of 100 reasons. It definitely took a long time to put all those together, but if you are interested in doing more research, definitely check out the blog post below, which links you to all of the different websites and studies that I use to put this list together. If you are looking for more additional resources, inspiration, or information, I will put some of my favorite bloggers, YouTubers, and resources in the description field below as well. And of course, in the comments below, feel free to leave any questions you have, or if you're someone who's already a vegan, feel free to share your reasons that you used when you first went vegan, or even any of your best tips that you have for other new vegans. If you are new to the channel, I do post videos related to healthy living and minimalism twice a week, so feel free to subscribe to the channel right here if you have not already done so, and you can check out some of our past videos here. We look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Bye.